It's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's time for another exciting episode of Tiny Meng Tuesdays for live customizing, talking shop, and toys with fellow nerd and co-host here, Matt Lind, the madman of Minneapolis. How's it going, Matt?
Oh, hello. You just caught me putting super glue onto a toothpick.
As you
Going
do.
good. You know,
Right
I
on.
just want to do one of those intros, you know. You can see the camera there, even though I spent time setting it up and prepared.
And as you heard chuckling there, our special guest this week, returning as the third man for the third time, if I remember correctly, Sean Iredale. What's up, dude?
Hey,
Hey.
how's it going?
It's nice.
This
Real
might
nice.
be what you see when you sleep at night. Might be nightmares, or it could be your favorite dream. You never know.
Oh, right
Or
on.
maybe Sean just broke into your house.
Not after last time.
It was a welcome invasion.
On that note, what are you guys been up to? What are you guys working on tonight?
I am putzing around. I gotta move a little further away from my camera. First thing I started off with, I was using the heat gun a little before we started here because it's noisy. I was going to just swap the hair on these Firestar
Oh yeah,
heads because I bought two Firestars, one
Nice.
for a custom. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have extra heads, but I'm realizing that I could just, now that I've popped the hair off, it's just swappable now. So just swappable hair. So I'm done with that. But I do have something else that I'll be.
Night.
Hey, Ollie.
Whoa!
Night.
this is my mini-me. He's going to bed. Can you say night to everybody watching?
Night.
Okay, we'll see you later, buddy.
Ollie.
Good night,
All
buddy.
right, Greta.
I will.
Later, buddy. Can you close the door?
Close the door.
Hi, Stormy. Are you gonna? Okay, I guess Stormy's staying in here for the stream.
The whole parade.
This happened last time. It was either the kid or Stormy.
We got run-ins.
I mean,
Stormy's
It's,
too
uh,
talkative. It was a big boy.
if you throw an NWO shirt on Ollie, and
Right?
I'm just caught behind you with a chair.
Oh, we got to say hey to the folks in the chat. Hey, Neb Shapiro, Tuck. Oh, man, Tuck, you found us? What is going on? As some of you saw, these gents in the chat are regulars on the Foosh Live on Mondays and the AEW Watch Along on the Foosh on Wednesdays. So happy to have you guys here. As
for
some of
joining
you might have
us.
noticed, my name makes a little bit more sense on Instagram now because it's not just an obscure reference to my nickname. It now is the Dave Wheeler at the Dave Wheeler on Instagram because there are too many Dave Wheelers out there.
And if you say it, the Dave Wheeler, it sounds egotistical. You gotta say
The
the Dave
Dave
Wheeler. The Dave Wheeler. It's like the difference
the Dave
between the
Wheeler.
Batman and
Yeah.
the Batman.
Right, true. No, you're not wrong.
Anyways, Sean, what are you working on tonight, man?
Well, I decided to dip this bikini-clad lady in some hot Wawa.
Oh, is that the
Pop
Wonder
her
Woman?
apart. Yeah, it's the Wonder Woman from that Last Night on Earth McFarlane shtick. And this is more of like a putz around to see how it's made. And I like the design a lot, but her mohawk is kind of whack. So I'm going to find.
I did finally get my pre-order of that, and I know people had complained about the way they painted that head, and it is real weird. That's on my
really
list.
strange.
I haven't seen that one in
Really
person
strange.
yet, even.
The prototypes,
So
I can't remember if they didn't paint it and they just used the sculpted shaved stubble, but the painted version, it looks I don't know.
It's bad.
I'm gonna grab mine because that was another thing I was thinking about working on.
It's got she has no sideburns, no it's like where the tiara is
Yeah.
where her shaved head stops at the bottom. So she has stubble at the top, and then it's like they forgot to paint the bottom.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
Isn't that strange?
I know she's Greek, Sean, but I don't know if she should have sideburns.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yes, I do. The hairline is real weird.
Neb in the chat just brought up a good point. Killing time until Godzilla vs. Kong at midnight. That drops tonight.
That drops tonight?
Yeah, well, because it's live the 31st.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man.
Oh, that is wacky.
Isn't that
Yeah.
strange? It's so weird. So I just popped the torso off of mine, and amid me trying to pull this cape off, which apparently is a Herculean feat, I lost the shoulder cap. Oh nope, still in there.
Oh, nice.
Nailed it.
We're good, baby.
I don't know if he's watching, but Amon Mulligan, that's not his real last name, but his favorite wrestler is the Tonga Kid. I'm working on a custom of that, so I have that head sculpt. I'll be doing some work on that figure tonight. So if he's watching, check it out.
Nice.
But yeah, I have just a plethora of small doodads and jobs as per usual. As I was showing Sean before the show, I'm actually going to be working on his shield tonight, but I made an Isaiah Bradley classic cap suit from the Truth miniseries, so I'll be working on it tonight.
And then you were foolish and told me that that's what you were doing.
Yeah,
So,
I was trying to find an 80th cap, and I'm like, I need an 80th cap, Matt. You got one in your stash? And he's like, yeah, what you using it for? I'm like, an Isaiah Bradley? He's like, well, I don't have one now.
it's true. I mean, I'm not proud.
Thankfully, one of my buddies locally had one, so I was able to go grab it. But I did score that off of eBay that I'll be painting up silver than weathering tonight. So,
Nice.
Oh gosh darn it! You should have talked to me. I had that. Have that shield, and I don't need it for anything.
if you got another one, I want to make two versions because I want to do the all silver, and then I want to do the one with the crest, the double B.
Text.
Yeah.
That's the one I thought you would be making. Yeah, I can definitely hook you up with that.
Right on, man. Well, I have something for you, and I can't remember what it is. I've had
It was the Jackie Chan head, right?
Yes, I have that sitting there. I actually just painted one up for a dude locally that came out super nice. But if I end up having time tonight, I'll just paint one up for you.
All right. I'm not complaining. I'm horrible with heads.
But
That's part of this Wonder Woman situation. So good.
and won't focus for me tonight, I guess.
I got a new camera today, so we'll see how that works.
I was gonna say you're
must be
looking
nice.
bright. You're looking in
Right.
tune. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
gotta
not
find that
seeing bodies he's cutting up.
part. That comes later.
We'll see if I can get a good angle on here because I did get something in the mail today that I think you guys will be interested in.
Oh, did you? No, you got that last week.
What, Unicron? Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Whoa, you got the Unicron? Jesus
I did.
Christ.
Yeah, man. Holy cow, it's great.
He's a beast. I think he weighs 23 pounds.
Oh my god.
So yeah, let's see if I can get a good angle here. It's a little close.
Oh,
Whoa.
nice. The accessory kit.
Yeah, so maybe I'll just
Awesome.
I got the whole pre-order, so
Oh, you got the whole shebang?
yeah, we'll do a little unboxing maybe.
Heck yeah.
I'm very curious because I wanted to know. I love Penta right now too. So
It's so good. Popping our socials in the chat. So if anybody wants to follow us or ask us questions later on after the stream, it'll be available for everybody right there. Oh man, Phoenix looks so good.
oh man, you are
Hold
great.
on. I gotta make this screen bigger. That's real nice.
Enhance.
Yeah, enhance.
Well, and then let's see. I pre-ordered these and they had some kind of a package deal. Yeah. So we got. I can get them in here. Got.
Oh, gross. That one of my brushes apparently has
Whoa.
molded.
Ugh.
I didn't know that was possible.
I've seen it happen. So yeah, I've got these nifty signed deals.
That's friggin' cool.
That's super sick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I felt really dumb because I was about to say, no, that's Super 7. Then I'm like, no, it's Boss Fight Studios. Damn it.
It is Boss Fight Studios.
Your Jack sucks.
Excellent job on all their stuff. We'll see if it carries over onto these.
Dude,
I'm very curious.
Yeah. I wasn't able to get the figures on order, but I did find the accessory kits were available, so those should be in this week, I think. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, did you happen to nab any of the NJPW guys from Super
No, I once again, it was that thing of I had about 5 or 6 pre-orders when I had a new card come in.
No.
And
Oh,
because
no.
it didn't go through, and instead of getting the email, they had such long wait lists.
And they're just like,
Sites that it was like, no. Like, okay, you win this round. Viable shopping source.
all right.
Oh, man. Yeah. Let's see. Pop them out. Let's see it. Let's
Do
see
it.
it.
Gotta get all the accessories out here. I like this is, I mean, best kendo stick accessory I've ever seen.
Right?
That was really good.
And I'm gonna call it a kendo stick because the other name is kind of offensive, I guess.
I have my actually right here because I've been trying to straighten it because it's the WWE rubber jack one.
All the WWE ones, they just bend under their own weight. I've got the new edge that everybody says is test. And
no, they call
he's
it
got the
test.
rubbery ass
It looks like test.
baseball bat.
Is it an elite that looks like test, or is it the ultimate one?
No, it's an elite. I have the ultimate one, and the ultimate one is one of my figures of the year. Tuck says that looks awesome. There he is. Hey, this is a test. Yeah, this is a test.
Oh God, you're throwing it back.
That has been my default for testing anything streaming on any platform. Is I put that in the
You put the test
title.
music on.
And I'm legit just waiting to get flagged one of these times, and someone be like, "Oh, you're going to hell now."
So yeah, I like that they've done. If I can get the hands off, I might need to heat these up. But the wrist wraps are a separate piece.
Oh, nice. So they just slip over.
Yeah, and he's got the full like painted tattoo underneath.
Oh,
dang.
sweet.
So they put the work in there. Construction's similar, I think, to AW. They did add. Let's see if these. Yep, these come apart. Same like the AW. So they just pop apart.
Oh, okay.
The dumbbell kind of deal there.
Yeah,
They've got the
T-joint.
Oh, nice, man! They really do pop apart.
yeah. So I'll have to see. So yeah, this is a little bit like the McFarlane crotches, where it's this rubbery piece here. Oops.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to tuck the legs up under, or like NECA's doing a lot too. There is a thigh swivel, but they did a good job of kind of hiding it. So yeah, decent. I mean, with the rubber, I can get pretty.
Yeah.
Damn.
And even higher than that, I guess. So.
Well, it's important for them, to tell you the truth.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and I know. I mean, that's the thing that, and I would definitely know. I can hear it in the way like, Jeremy Padower and Bill McKenna, at Mattel and Jazzwares talk about this stuff, but they've got their pricing model's a little bit different than Boss Fight, and like we had Eric from Boss Fight on.
Oh wow!
A month or so ago, he'll be back. It'll be fun. He seemed like he had a good time. And he loves wrestling. They went after this. They didn't go after this license because they were like, this is going to make us a bunch of money.
They went after
the license because, Eric especially, but I'm sure some of the other Boss Fight crew are just legit fans.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we got Angry and
nice.
There we go. Or gritted teeth.
DJ Piecemeal in the chat says this is an awesome concept. So thank you. We're doing our best.
Yes, and if everybody in the chat, if you're coming from other streams or types of things like that, let us know how we can improve.
Yeah.
What we could do differently, better, or what should you like to see? And if you're sitting there and you're like, hey, I really want to customize this type of thing, but I don't know how to do it, let us know what you're trying to do, and we will do our best to talk you through it.
That's quite literally what we're here for. We're having fun talking toys and doing a little interview with Sean here in a little bit. We'll do a lightning round. So it's really not as terrifying as it sounded. But
it sounds.
No more zingers, Tuck. No zingers. Sorry. So last week, 2 weeks ago on Monday Foosh Live, I didn't know what a raspberry zinger was. And like we just didn't have this stuff a lot.
No,
like,
they don't really, and I don't think they're that common in Minnesota.
I don't even know what that is.
The Hostess.
It's a Twinkie coated in red coconut, essentially.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I've heard that before.
Oh Jesus!
I've never seen anybody use this in a match.
That is a new Jack weapon. That is what
that's
a ball weapon.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm sure. Ricky Noren's got one in his basement or something. But I don't know how you could. That's
man.
Maybe a Nick Mondo match.
Oh, sick.
Yes, I wish it was. I guess it doesn't need to be clear. But yeah, light tube. Yeah. Awesome.
Hold on, I can bring. Wait, just hold that right there.
Wait, he comes with a light tube?
This is in the accessory set.
Oh, jeez.
No, I think. Oh no, yeah. Penta also comes with a light tube.
Oh my god. That's a dangerous weapon, Dave. Put that away.
You gotta tape like 16 of them together.
Right.
Baseball bat with some barbed wire.
Nice.
And this one's actually hard plastic, or rigid plastic, so it's not gonna
it doesn't
bend under its own weight like test edges.
We'll call them edge.
What's the scale on these?
They're a little. So let's see. I will grab because I've got one handy here. Actually, that's a better one.
They're pretty close to Mattel and all those too.
Yeah, so here's just a regular Marvel Legend, like your standard body.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna grab my AEW.
Right. In the chat, DJ Piecemeal asks, "Do you have a favorite custom that you can share on the stream?" So I know I have one that's close by that I can grab. Sean, do you want to go first while Matt's grabbing scalers?
Oh, all right. Well, it's funny you mentioned that because there's a couple of guys I brought out of hiding. So I have a problem with Superman. I really like Superman a lot, but I also really like modern takes on Superman. So I'm not a huge fan of my trunks over my tights kind of gimmick. Unless wrestling, we'll get into that later. But heaven forgive me because I know I'm going to garner a lot of for this. But I got the new Mafex Superman, the Hush Superman, because it looked like the best Superman import figure ever.
I would agree.
Immediately when I saw it, I was like, it's a good idea. Taking it apart, the second washing it, and then, doing the whole 9, doing the primers. So what I did is I have a lot of different custom Superman figures that I've done, especially lately. And all of them I'm doing different kind of like logos for, like different chest systems. So I'll just show you what I did with my Hush Batman here. Now you have to excuse me. I'm still an Android phone user, so you're not going to get the best picture here. But let's see, where's my camera? All right, so I'll move just this way out of the light. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
that's nice, man. It's very Fleischer.
Yeah, exactly. Use the Fleischer S. And I don't think I'm not as cool as you guys with your paper backgrounds and your focusing. Let me try it out. let me try it out.
So I'm gonna throw something crazy at you here, Sean.
What?
It's a banana.
What if you made a bunch of logos and made them magnetic?
Oh,
Look,
didn't they do that for one of
That's
the
how
Batman?
magnets work. That's amazing. And you know what's funny is the emblem is actually it's vinyl, and vinyl on fabric, and I got them from Craven.
Oh,
Good
nice.
old Craven Knight. Craven Knight creates whatever. He's got 29 aliases.
Right.
But I have it was like a pack of 4, and he resizes them all for you, and he just he'll sell them to you for, I don't know, it was like $5 or $8 or whatever it is. But yeah, he's more than happy to just give these to people for
Slice them
a
up.
small amount. So yeah, this is this figure turned out really well, man. I gotta say, the wire and the capes, the sauce, the figure's really good. It's got a lot of articulation in it. I did a black wash over the blue.
Yeah, it really pops, dude.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. And what's funny is if anybody ever asks the secret to armbands or anything, shrink tubing.
Yeah.
Use shrink tubing. It goes so far. That's what I did for his armbands. I don't know if I can.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, and I just did a nice little paint job over it. Worked out really well. I can get this sucker in some sick poses.
That looks.
We're doing a little bonus content. This took the longest ever for me and Craven to figure out how to do.
Oh, I know exactly what this is then.
I even drew the concepts for it, and I took some jewelry parts and the whole 9. But I did my own take on Dr. Doom here because we needed a good one. We got the really good Marvel Legend, but I really like modern designs, so I went with this kind of gimmick.
That looks real nice, dude.
He's got the fur on the shoulder. He's got a medallion on the chest piece with the chains. I got some shredded leather I used for the belt, and also there's a wire in the hood too. We went for the real deep, wide hood, kind of Palpatine. I thought that was a good idea. And I used the infamous Iron Man, or the infamous Iron Man figures. I got a few of those that I use as Doom bots for him.
Nice.
So it works out really well. And with them, they come with a bunch of repulsor hands and lightning effects and stuff. So essentially, I just had he has all the nonsensical powers and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I bought a custom throne too from a seller that was on eBay that does custom to order work. This was back before I was even trying it myself. So yeah, I went ham with this guy.
DJ Piecemeal says, Doom.
Doom.
It looks like Matt tossed up a bunch of for scale.
Sweet.
So,
okay, yeah. Let me see what
there
you got.
They are.
So, yeah, he's a little bit shorter than the AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That alternate head sculpt looks so dope.
Phoenix. Yeah, the accessory pack heads are real cool. I like this table. Of course. Oh, well, that didn't work.
Oh, no.
We didn't gimmick it.
Guess it's Japan.
We got the breakable cinder block.
Whoa, that's awesome.
We got some dog collars.
Nice.
Get that going. We got folding chair.
Oh no.
This is a nice one. Yeah, this is one of the better ones. The
Right.
Mattel ones always look a little soft. I like the AEW one that came with Pac too.
That looks good though. Looks like it sits good.
2x4. So
Very cool.
Hacksaw isn't bored. We got a mic.
Nice.
Man, I was grabbing out one of my customs to show, and I realized it broke when I must have moved it back here after
Oh,
it was
no.
on display.
Why? Fix it right now.
I would
Fix
if I
it
had the
right now.
So this is to give you a hint, this is a awesome retro boombox I designed. If you notice, the subwoofers have
Sick.
a certain sign. Got the Adidas and battery compartment, everything on there. It usually has a handle. I'll have to cut a new one. But I have my Adidas Stormtrooper. That is one of my favorites.
I love that so much.
A couple weeks back, I made him a hype man. So I got him all laced up. That is actually a hand braided chain too.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it's jeweler's wire. So these guys usually I have them up in the living room as kind of a fun pair.
I love it.
So, thanks, Neb, in the chat. I don't know. I have so much that, like, there are so many customs that it's like it changes from day to day, to say the least.
Which one your favorite is?
Yeah, like I will safely say this one is probably going to sit up there for a while. This is just such a simple one.
I was stoked to see that, man. It looks so awesome.
It's so simple, so clean. Last week I did up a Joe Lombard to go with them. So
sick.
That
looks so good. And is that for yourself, or did you use that commission?
These ones are just for me. I'm a huge Madman dork, so like I wanted to make one that was really good. Honestly, for those in the chat, they definitely know. I used to really love my Alf custom, but I have about 12 of those that I'm going to be doing in the next couple weeks. So, Melmacian Pride, kinda right there. That's the one that sits on my shelf. I have so many Ewoks I have to repaint and kits on. But definitely another favorite that I have within arm's reach.
Right. You're just surrounded by Alfs.
Oh, soon I will be. Legit. You can't see it. Over here in the corner, I have a pile of boxes that came in, and it's all Ewoks. I have another kit that is, well, this is a box of Alf parts that I have to bust out. And
you weren't joking. You were not joking.
No, dude, that Hush Superman. I'm gonna do a little rotate ski. Let's see if I can get it.
Rotate ski.
There's my Superman.
Yeah, that's where he should be.
So, and that So
I need the bats for sure too.
Dude, it's so good. And actually, if you get the black version,
it comes with the gargoyle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tuck, I think that the Adidas Stormtrooper might have shown up on Robot Chicken in one of the sketches. You never know. There's so many episodes.
Right.
What about you, Matt? Do you have a favorite?
I grabbed a couple things while everybody else was showing their stuff off with me.
Wait a second. There's a Mafex black suit. Black suit Superman. I thought that's Spider-Man, and I nearly pooped myself.
That's gonna happen, dude. That's gonna happen. That Mafex Superman looks dope.
I can't get to it, but in that huge stack over there, I got one of those blank Mafex. I know, was it Mafex? Those black gloss like artist models.
Which one? Figure
arts, maybe.
Figure arts, I think.
And I swapped on the black costume Spider-Man head, then just put on the Venom emblem. So it's like, it's so simple. Ooh! I gotta pop my cardiac up. Hold on.
This is a custom I'm particularly fond of, just because it came out real nice.
Man, the lines are so neat.
It's vinyl.
That's because it's vinyl.
Yeah, I used the vinyl cutter. I wasn't gonna mess around with that, but I do like that. He's got his
It's so pretty. It's
magnetic.
Hey, I don't like your abuse of magnets.
The other thing that I looked out of the corner of my eye, and I will always love them, and it's more because of the set than the individual figures.
Sure.
But
oh yeah, there they are. Nintendo.
Oh, you weren't playing.
So yeah, I did the whole. Some of them use the freaking the build and brawl.
Yeah.
Sure.
Joints are not super strong. There's great Puma.
Thank you, DJ Piecemeal. In the chat.
Kin Corn Karn, who I gave a best to, and then King Slender. So a winner is you.
That's so awesome, dude.
But this was fun because I went a little bit extra. As you can see, I've got the robe for King Slender. I need to add something to it. Maybe put his name on the back. I don't know. Now that I got a vinyl press, I guess I could do that.
I was just about to say vinyl press.
Yeah,
I didn't have that at the time. And then Kin Corn Karn's got a removable gi and hat. He was obviously inspired by Killer Khan, so I wanted to give him a little bit more, Killer Khan sort of flair.
Sure.
And then I don't know why I just had the robe and I wanted to use the glitter spray paint, so I gave Starman an entrance robe.
I would have done it.
So yes, Nintendo Pro Wrestling is another favorite custom of mine.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Thank you. That was dope.
That was sweet.
Heck yeah. So I mean, that's the cool thing about this show is we can talk customs, but the thing is, all of us make figures. We're always working on toys all the times.
Mm-hmm.
Neb Shapiro in the chat. Have you guys met any wrestlers? I went to school with Devon Dudley's kids.
Hey, aren't they on AEW now?
They popped up on it a couple times.
Yeah, at least on Dark.
Yeah. I mean, I work within the professional wrestling industry as a designer. So merch, all that merch, gear, posters, all that stuff. Sean, this is a really good time. Well, Matt, have you met any wrestlers?
A handful. No, my wife and I, we do gear. Well, my wife mostly does, but gear for wrestlers. So that's been something that we've been pursuing this past.
What's the name of that company, Matt?
What's the name of it?
Clothing and gear.
You don't say. Hey, you know what? Segway King. Here's a message from our sponsor, guys.
Do you feel like a champion? Do you worry that you don't look like a champion? Try Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. At our state-of-the-art facility, you'll find wall art. Not one, not two, but a spectacular 3 cats. This thing. Top-of-the-line sewing equipment that Enhancement Talent has used to make Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. Let us take you to the top of the card.
Hey! Right? Oh man, sorry, had to get that. In. Cheap plugs.
I love it. It was well timed.
So, Sean, have you met any wrestlers?
Yes.
Yeah, I've wrestled some wrestlers too, but I've definitely met some wrestlers as well.
Tell us about.
Used to be a wrestler for some years in my 20s. It was a good time, and it was a dumb time. Let's see. I off cuff I met Ken Anderson, and it was aka Mr. Kennedy, and that was a great story too. So plenty of those.
Is it one you're allowed to tell?
Well, it's not like I'm under contract.
Yeah.
But let's see.
Keep it positive, guys.
God,
Keep it positive.
there's a couple. So we had this guy that was working for us in the company that we were in. And this is when Ken Anderson just shows up at random. Like, nobody knew he was coming except for one of the guys on the card who just invited him. And, you know, we were all going through our stuff. This was hours before the show. And Ken shows up, and he's wearing a hoodie, and he's got a big fat dip in, you know, as per wrestling. And he comes in, and he meets one of our rookies. One of the green guys. One of the green guys is a motor mouth, to say the least.
Oh, no.
And he goes up to Ken Anderson after Ken is being nice to everybody, shaking their hand, like just being cool, you know. And then this guy runs up to him and he goes, "Are you Ken? Are you Mr. Anderson? Are you Ken Anderson?" And he goes, "Yeah, kid. How's it going?" He was like, "You got a girlfriend?" Right now, I forgot what he said. He was like, right now, he's like, yeah. He's like, "She a gold digger?" he stumbled over his words because he had no idea what to say to this kid.
Yeah.
He just asked if Ken Anderson's girlfriend was a gold digger. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. That kid has done a lot of weird stuff. Like, man, we got some stories with that kid. But the funny part is he was an underdog because he'd always say weird stuff and he'd just always be weird. And then one day, like towards the end of, you know, the company's tenure, he just kind of goes, "You know, I want to be serious. I don't want to be with this company anymore." We're like, "Oh, okay, cool." And sure enough, the guy pops up in OVW like 2 months later. So yeah, and he was still, from what I understand from the guys that worked there and knew him after we had, you know, known him, he was the exact same person. So I'm glad other people have more stories than I do. But yeah, I've met my fair share of wrestlers. That's for sure.
Right on. I've been lucky enough. That's actually what well, it can't even be seen on the camera. That whole, let's see if I can do this. That area up there is all the guys I've worked with that have figures, like guys and gals that it's like if they have a figure, I try and put it up there just because it's kind of cool. It's almost like,
I like that idea.
yeah,
Like,
it's just something kind of funky. I know there's folks out there that do that, like if they have a match on TV or they're like an extra if they work with someone. And I was like, it's a really cool way to kind of remember things. So then behind the figures, like I have like various like I have a 2x4 signed by Hacksaw that I have, like that's kind of the backer because I was at a con with him and I did some prints and stuff for him. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I still stand by my favorite dude that I ever got a chance to meet and actually like have a cool talk with was Jake the Snake, because he was a guest at a show and I walked up to him and I go, "Mr. Roberts, do you have a second?" Like this is after like the show was kind of winding down like for the day, so I didn't want to like bother him.
You didn't want to bother him, sure.
And I was like, "I just wanted to say you scared the shit out of me as a child, and thank you for that. I'm a big fan." And he's like, "Oh shit, kid," you know, like he sat down and talked for a bit. It was awesome. Such a nice dude. Genuine to boot. So,
did you see his stand up when he was here?
No.
What?
Yeah, it was at the Caboose.
Really?
Yeah,
I heard something about that.
yeah. So me and my homies, we went to see Jake the Snake's stand up at the Caboose. So basically, he told raunchy jokes, and asked for people not to cancel him. It's just comedy, which I respected because it was hilarious and a very Jake thing to say. And then he would just tell stories. All he did was sit and just tell us. It was like an intimate shoot interview of people doing really stupid stuff back in the day. It was pretty good.
That's amazing.
I was in a band for some years, and the promoter that promoted that tour is one of my good friends. So
Oh, nice.
it was funny. I got to talk to him, and I was like, so what's it like driving around Jake?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, man, I'm just with him on like this leg of the tour. It's like him and then the promoter's assistant. That's who's helping Jake. And he was like, yeah, it's like real simple. Like, since he doesn't drink anymore, they just like go, they eat, they talk old wrestling stories, and then they do the show, and then they go to the hotel and sleep. That's it. So,
Weird.
well, it was nice to know that at least,
He's staying,
not
yeah.
crazy antics,
Because that's the exact opposite of the Jake story I heard from another local worker that I used to work with, and I won't tell the story, but it was it's what you would expect from early 2000s Jake Roberts.
Yeah.
Neb in the chat asks, "Did Jake have a snake with him?" And I will say no, he didn't. At least when he was doing the show. So I. Apparently, he's not a big fan of snakes anymore because he's like, I don't want to lug those things around.
Well, it just seems like a hassle.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah, you kind of got it.
As much work as he's put in, it's like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
Carry a snake around anymore,
right? Oh my god. For those in the chat, again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in there. We do have a kind of a fun thing. We have what's called the lightning round, where we interview Sean. That's going to be coming up here in the second hour. But that's looking good.
Yeah, I think it's better.
Just toning.
Look at that! It looks like a shaved head now, and not like mud.
Yeah, I just went over it with some flash tone and cleared up the hairline. So
yeah, it looks way better.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've talked about this on previous shows, so sorry if anybody who actually watches us regularly is sick of hearing me talk about how Todd's cheaping out. But Todd's cheaping out.
Yeah, he's cheaping out.
That's fair.
They've announced or there's rumors or listings or whatever of like Suicide Squad movie figures that are coming out, and it's like, here's masked Peacemaker and unmasked Peacemaker.
Yeah, exactly.
Masked Bloodsport and unmasked Bloodsport. It's like, I get they're the two biggest stars, but come on, just give us a freaking alternate head, you cheap
John Cena.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why. Like, I understand he's stretching his sculpts, but man, you should know, because all the Spawn figures I had back in the day, I had 3 colors of each of my favorite ones.
Yeah,
that's true. It seems like it's a little behind the times though, because most any other line, it's like, here's 2 heads.
Yeah,
exactly.
Whereas Todd's like, if you want that other head, you got to buy the figure all over again. Sorry.
Speaking of which, Neb Shapiro in the chat, that Kickstarter Spawn was a huge disappointment. And I have to concur. I thought about getting it, and I didn't bother because I wasn't sure. So, do you guys own it? I did. I sold it already.
I was gonna say, I know Dave had one, and I think you sold it off. So
I had a buddy who was super pumped for it, and I said, hey man, like I told him, I said, once I get it in hand. I was already kind of on the fence about it, just because I'm like, the cape. Once I found out that the cape wasn't as flexible as I thought it was going to be, I'm like,
as you thought it was going to be, yeah.
It's like, this figure is going to take up so much real estate.
Yeah,
and and so I sold it to him, for a good price, and made sure that he gave a shit about it. So I wanted him to have it in his hands. But yeah, man, I took it out and like. I looked at it just to make sure everything was like in one piece, and I was like, "This hurts. Like I was so excited for that figure, and just
Yeah, and I understand. The whole world was, it seemed like,
yeah,
nobody was more excited than Todd. But
No, I and for me, it's like I like the look of it. Oh, that's nice. That came out
Yeah.
nice.
oh yeah, looks nice.
so a little gnarled up. I tried to ding it up. You can kind of see it on there,
Yeah, I can see it on the reflection.
but yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was a cool. You know, I like the idea behind it. I was glad that it was successful.
yeah,
You know, for me, like, I bought a lot of Spawn figures when I was young in those days. They pissed me off at the time because they were fragile,
yeah,
especially compared to the other stuff that was out there at the time. Where it's like, here's a Toy Biz figure, I could drive a car over it and it'll be fine.
yeah. Still good.
Whereas with the Spawn figure, it's like, well, I bent its arm and now it exploded. So
That's
it
why.
frustrated me. But I got the Mortal Kombat one, so I was like, I think I'm okay. Like, I like Spawn fine, but I'm not like a big,
Yeah,
You're
You're not the
one of my
biggest
favorite
actor.
characters or anything.
yeah, same.
No more power to anybody who loves Spawn. I've definitely read some Spawn, and all the stuff recently has really got me thinking about how much I like Greg Capullo's art.
Yeah,
Oh man, so much.
Because I feel like he's like kind of in between. I was trying to think about what I liked about his art, and it's the acting.
yeah,
That he's got a bit of that like Kevin McGuire, like acting, and it's cartoony, but it's detailed. It's like, and I don't know. Anyway, his stuff with Batman and Spawn and whatnot. The more I think about it, the more I read, like the whole Dark Knight's Metal stuff. It's like, this is just fun, and I don't know if anybody could pull this off that wasn't him, but
Yeah, no, that's a fair assessment, because everybody else's art would either take itself too serious or just not fit. And Greg can make the weirdest stuff fit because it's
him.
right. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why he's been on DC so long, essentially, is that they let him do what he wants.
Yeah,
well, yeah, and I would say, I mean, that, like, I know they had, I think he did some, like, I know he did some covers, and he might have done some of the stuff on, because there was a million different freaking one shots.
yeah,
That's part of that. But the other person that was involved with like that project that I'm like, okay, yeah, if Greg wasn't doing this, you would be the person for it. It was Doug Mankey.
yeah,
Yeah, Mankey all day. Because Mankey does, like, his stuff is really gothic, but there's a lot of play to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's got this aggressive, dark style, and it makes sense why, when he was doing The Mask,
Oh,
you
dude,
know,
yeah,
back in the 90s, that style was so his, and he has never really strayed from it. Even in his Justice League.
yeah.
Oh no, that was same stuff. Or same look.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I like Doug's stuff a lot.
I was amazed when Dark Horse finally, collected it, especially given that it was a DC book. But Major Bummer.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Oh, Major Blood. Did you say Major Blood?
I said Major Bummer.
Oh, I was like, Major Blood? What the hell? Did I miss something?
No. Major Bummer.
Right on.
Which was fun stuff. And it was out of that weird period in the late 90s where DC was just doing whatever.
Yeah, they were doing some whatever stuff, which
it was great. I mean, Major Bummer is good. Chase is amazing for the 9 issues it lasted. Big fan of Young Heroes in Love.
Young Heroes in Love was awesome. I remember reading that one. That was one of my brother's jams, and I didn't understand it at the time because I was like, "What's going on? I don't get this. Where's the Biff Bam Pow?" And like now it was one of those that I found in the long box. I'm like, "Oh hell yeah! Oh dude, that looks awesome."
She's kind of terrifying without her mask, honestly.
Well, yeah. She looks like she's got the mark of the phoenix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted the
That was on
mask.
purpose.
Yeah, she's a hound.
Yeah, I think it came out between last show and this show, didn't it? The new Suicide Squad trailer.
Yeah. It dropped not too long ago.
So
It
anyway,
dropped
since that's fairly recent and the talk of the town, what are people's thoughts?
I like it. Like I legit am pretty excited and curious. It basically hit all the notes that I expected it to, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
Where it's like, all right.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was. I was like, yeah, okay. Like, these first trailers, I'm not expecting to know plot. I'm not expecting to know villains, right? I expected this fastball. Look, it's James Gunn. Remember James Gunn?
Yeah.
Like, so I was ready for that to happen. I think the coherent trailers are probably going to be better, but this I think is just a tonal trailer, so people know what they're getting into.
Yeah. It was very much a. Is this going to be James Gunn's first R-rated movie? No.
No.
Yeah. Anyways, he kind of started in the R/NC-17 genre.
Did he start with Trauma? Were like his first movies with Trauma?
I'm pretty sure they were.
I think so. Yeah, so if you guys are familiar with the Toxic Avenger, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackhammer Massacre, I think, is the other one that I recall.
Yeah.
Surf Nazis Must Die.
Oh yeah, Surf Nazis Must Die. That's
I remember we rented that when I was in college, and we're very disappointed because, like, the cover is your full on like crazy. You know, it's your typical B movie direct to VHS cover.
Yeah, he had like a gun arm and a hook hand, and he was
none of that was in the board. None of that.
Couldn't afford it.
It was like I wanted this guy from the cover to show up in the movie, and he did not.
And it never happened. Yes.
No, it's an amazing cover. I'm gonna send it to Dave here.
Oh, yeah, nice. Tuck 1979. It looks pretty fun. R-rated Guardians of the Galaxy. And Neb Shapiro says, "Is his early stuff really fucked up?" Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes. It's so. It's like kind of like Peter Jackson's Legend, right?
Yeah.
Where he started off in the kind of B horror movie genre, and
Meet the Feebles and what was the Bad Taste?
Bad Taste, Dead Alive. Oh boy, got some real classics. One guy runs over his dead girlfriend with a lawnmower, and he gets showered in her guts. Yep, that's Peter Jackson.
And now it's he hasn't even done anything in a while, has he?
No, I think he's like said that he was kind of semi-retired for a bit, but
okay.
I don't know if that was like a legit thing or if he was just retired from talking about shit.
Or retired from making Tolkien movies. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say a little column A, a little column B there.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He did do a Beatles documentary. You're right, Deb.
Oh,
right on.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he was just talking about doing like the epics, like.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be hard pressed to think of a movie that he did that was under like 3 hours for the longest time.
Seriously, yeah.
Like, and that's not a knock on him. Like, I love Peter Jackson's work, but he was in that mode of like, all right, here we go. All right, we're going to tell this epic tale. And then he did the Hobbit movies, and I was sad.
Yeah. That was the misstep.
Nice. There's Tonga Kid's rough skin tone. So, but
good start.
It'll be good.
Really good start.
I gotta sculpt up the hair a little bit.
Is that a Warsman head or?
It is a Warsman head. I've actually used quite a few of his for other people's work. I have the Gangrel up there that I was a big fan of. Tonga Kid, I did a couple Jim Cornettes, couple other ones too. But hold on, I'm gonna grab the Gangrel because I'm actually pretty stoked about that one.
Keep going!
There's Gangrel thumping and bumping his way to the ring.
I've definitely got some open tabs on my computer here with Warsman
Nice.
heads.
I like them, dude. They take a bit to get done. Like he has a pretty deep queue, but it's real nice. Oh God, I did not realize that Matt had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let's see. Got to share that screen. Here we go. There it is. Surf Nazi's mustache.
What a classic cover.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that not in the movie at all.
I believe you're talking about this weird like metal lobster arm.
Don't like none of that. I don't remember there being a chainsaw and a surfboard. I don't remember there.
I was gonna say, right down here.
Yeah, I don't think any of that really. They just were like regular dudes, if I remember right.
Yeah. It's such a weird movie, but again, it's one of those that I vividly remember watching, and then I don't remember much after that. Like,
sounds about right.
It's like, remember that movie? No, but
not at all.
I do, but don't. If that makes sense.
It doesn't.
I'm debating, do you think I should hit this with a dull coat? Like, I don't know if that. Like, I like the sheen that it has.
I don't really think you have to.
Yeah, I just kind of want to seal it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I would. I mean, yeah, if you got like not a dull coat, but like a satin sort of thing, that might do the job.
Yeah, I don't know if I got one down here. I'll have to look after. I'll put that one in the hey, I did something pile.
Yeah, the hey, I did this pile.
Yeah, I've got to look through my bins at some point here. I thought I had a head that would work for this. I'm turning this extra Firestar I bought into Spitfire from the Invaders because they're basically the same design.
Yeah.
But this head is, I think, too small.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, for the body. I like the hairstyle because I think this was like a Phantom Lady head, maybe, or some DC, like 40s character. So she's kind of got the older style haircut, which I thought would work for Spitfire. But yeah, that head's too small. So, damn it. I have to find something else.
I'm sorry for your loss.
That's okay. I put the work in to hollow out whatever head that was so I can use it on something else.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's a million other projects, I'm sure.
I was going to say, that was always the fun part of, like, you do something and you just sit in there going, damn it, and then you're like, wait. I could do about 20 other things.
Now, my favorite is, like, when you have a head, and then you look at the head and you're like, oh, this looks like this person. And then now you have to add a whole nother custom to your docket that you weren't even planning on before. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, Dave, I did notice, I saw a thing today that there was the Magneto Xavier 2-packs were down to like $28 or something on on Amazon.
Oh, really? I need one of those. I picked up the Hawkeye Old Man Logan for cheap at GameStop on a closeout. So
you mean that one that's right back there on the shelf? I still haven't opened it yet. Like, I think Matt got it for me like 2 months ago, and I keep going, oh, I'm going to use that for something, and then I go, oh, hey, what about this? Ooh, look, shiny object.
Yeah, I've definitely got
real shiny objects right there.
Plans for mine as well, but I have not.
Well, worst case scenario, you can always just get a real quick alternate Magneto head out of it.
Right?
like everybody else has been doing.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm going to assemble
The Avengers.
Yes. Well, I'm going to assemble the first Avenger. I'm going to assemble Isaiah
Aha.
Bradley here. Oh god dang it. His blue chipped off when I must have rubbed it against something. Damn it.
Oh
That's
no.
being as shit. It's okay. I remember the formula of how I made it, so it's one
I'm
of those
just in
things.
the habit now of mixing up way more than I need.
Well, I painted it about 3 days ago, so.
Oh, even that. No, I bought a bunch of little containers.
Oh, nice.
So I can.
Yeah, I'm not that prepared.
I mean, there's times where I just mix up. Oh, this will be fine, and then I screw it up somehow. It's like, oh man, now I gotta figure out how I made that again.
Yeah, I just found my Pantone guide, and I was pretty jazzed. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, I'm like, anybody else would be like, why do I still have this?
But you're
Oh,
like,
no,
hell yeah.
I just had a question today from one of our sales reps. Like, hey, do we have any of these? It's like, nope. Customer needs to figure it out for themselves. They should probably talk to their marketing department.
Yes. I think I know I have one from school, and then I think legit the other one is from my old job because I had to take it with me on so many like calls. It was just like, meh. Like, show you how to lay off a whole department. It was a good company, and I felt kind of bad that I had it afterwards, and then realized they ditched everything from the department, so it wasn't a big deal.
I understand completely.
Yeah, I was like, man, fool me once, shame on you.
Later, nerds.
Ooh,
Throw a little heat on this and reset this paint. It's one of those things that it's like, all right, I need to do this, and then I need to seal it. And I'm like, damn it, I don't have any Mod Podge or anything that I can use on this anymore.
Are you out?
Yeah, I just got to go get some more. But it's also one of those things where it's like, oh, damn it, I got to go get some more.
Yep.
Well, last time I needed some, and I was like, I need some now. They didn't. I couldn't. They didn't barely had any. Like it was totally out of stock or whatever. All they had was the giant.
Oh, like yeah, I was gonna
I've got enough Mod Podge for the rest of my life.
I mean,
you say that
at
now,
this point,
but when you get, you're gonna be like, that was too fast.
Let's chug this thing on freaking Mod Podge here. Coat my insides. So I know it would be. Well, let's see here. I think this might actually be the way to go
Oh, nice.
for Spitfire because it's a face that's not like.
oh yeah, sure.
It's not going to be recognizable. The hair's the right color and it's kind of windblown. So I think this is what I'm going with.
Nice.
I think you're in the right spot.
I'm sitting here going, man, how am I going to get this here? How am I going to get this here? T. Gallardo 00748.
Yeah.
Famous? I don't think you're real. T. Gallardo 00748. I say good.
You never know.
How do I delete a comment?
They're real in that they,
Someone
exist.
programmed it.
They've been created. They have been created.
They're alive.
Let's make this work.
This is the game where it's like, okay, how do I assemble this and keep everything together that I want to keep together, but at the same time, oh no.
Sounds like a struggle over there.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going that well, Dave.
No.
Not gonna lie, Dave.
Damn it. That's just not gonna work, is it? Oh, there we go. Popped on.
There you go.
One bit at a time. It's also the game of like, how do I assemble this? Then how do I also have it like back all together again and looking proper by the time I finish this? I swear to God that was a coherent sentence in my head.
I just let you have it. That's all.
It's like, damn it.
Oh yeah, back to the Suicide Squad thing. I know I talked about it with Dave, but I got to say, very, very pleased that Gunn is maybe he did help write the script, or maybe he's just giving him credit because he's borrowing from his story so much.
Oh yeah.
That John Ostrander, who essentially created what we think of as the Suicide Squad for DC back in the '80s, has like a script credit, so he's going to get paid, and he shows up in the trailer.
Yeah.
So he worked him into the movie, which is awesome. It doesn't, just to have him put that in is, that's awesome to me. The respect to
credits, dude. That's awesome.
Oh, and I mean, if you haven't read it, I think a lot of it's on DC Unlimited or whatever their thing is, Comixology. I don't know. Anyway, the Ostrander, John Ostrander, and Kim Yale Suicide Squad series from the 80s is really, really good.
Okay.
It's the only reason anybody gives a crap about Deadshot.
Oh, so that's what put him on the map?
He had, I want to say, 3 appearances before that.
Oh, wow.
He was a bit player.
Yeah, he had shown up as, like the villain of the month in Batman twice. Or
sure.
3 times, and then what Ostrander said he did was he just kind of went through who's who and looked for people who kind of had cool looks that weren't that well known. And who was it that I know it was Steve Englehart wrote it. I can't. It's gonna bother me now. Dave probably doesn't remember either, but
what?
Steve Englehart's Batman run. Do you remember who did the art on that?
Wasn't that Giordano?
No, I gotta look it up here. But he redesigned Deadshot to the costume that you probably know him from the comics.
Right. What he's with now.
And Ostrander was just looking through who's who and saw that, and I was like, oh, we're using this guy. And totally gave him a backstory and made him a character. And
oh wow, okay, so, yeah, he gave him life.
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out for sure.
Oh no, it's a great series. And it's something that really, it's one of those things that you can't, it works. So Marshall Rogers.
There we go.
The artist,
oh,
yes.
What up, TJ?
What up?
He it was a thing you could really only have done in a shared universe like that, where it's like, here's all these villains that are just kind of lying around, that nobody wanted to do anything with. Like,
right.
You can't. They mean something to somebody. They've got stories and histories, but they're really not that important. It's a similar thing to what Grunwald did with the Scourge story over in Cap, without setting out to kill villains. That was a side effect of what Ostrander was doing. So he took all these characters and dusted them off and really made them into interesting, compelling stuff. So it's
that's awesome.
He created Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller's an amazing character. That's freaking fly as hell.
That looks so good.
I like it. Really reflects nice. Ooh, Tuck. That was the perfect cameo role for him. Oh,
Ostrander, yeah, as the doctor injecting the nanobombs, yeah.
and that's really different to how Disney handled Star Wars.
Yeah.
TJ, Thomas Post, sorry. Finishing episode 3 for Invincible. Ooh, enjoy.
Yeah.
You're in
enjoy.
for, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen the show, but having read the comic.
Dude, it's been so fun because it's like I went back not too long ago and reread all of Invincible, and I was like, there's stuff that I like, there's stuff that I don't like, and the series thankfully is like mostly I'm like, all right, cool. This is like a bunch of stuff. Like Corey Walker did all the design work for the most part, I guess. Like
Oh,
it was
nice.
all him and Otley. So it's like cool. Like you had the guys who did the book. Like
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's funny is I didn't read Invincible, but I was told to read it so many times, and then I got it on Comixology, and then I just never sat down on my computer and read it. I only read like the first 3 issues, and it wasn't as epic as I know it gets.
Yeah, it's
right?
a slower burn at the beginning for sure.
And then when but I follow Otley's stuff on Insta, and he's like posting like different fights between like Battle Beast and all this other stuff and all these other characters, and I'm just like, sweet Jesus, why did I not?
Yeah. I want a bumper sticker that says "I pop for Battle Beast."
Yes.
Like that fucking design, man. And like that character has a hell of an arc that I will not spoil because I do not know.
Because I'm really excited.
That was one of those that I was like, wow, all right. Fool me once, shame on you.
Yeah, I will be messing with that for sure now.
Oh man. So I gotta ask. So this is something that we've brought up a couple times with other folks that customize, and I think we might have even talked about it on one of your other appearances, Sean.
Yeah.
But like, what was that first figure that you saw that you were just like, I can make that better, or I want to make that? Like, what was that? What was your spark?
So the funny thing is I have been doing this. Now, obviously, there's a huge chunk of time that I didn't do this at all, but I have been doing this since, I'm going to go ahead and say 4th grade, maybe third or 4th grade. And I remember so I was really, when I got older and I had a Sega Saturn, I really liked Battle Arena Toshinden, right?
Oh, solid.
And I loved that game. And, there were no toys for it because there's no toys for anything at that time that was like on game systems or anything, right?
No.
Not really, right?
It had at least.
I was going to say there was Street Fighter G.I. Joes.
Yeah, God, I love those, though.
And that's because there was a movie.
Yeah, but I loved Street Fighter 2, and the Street Fighter is still my favorite, one of my favorite games of all time. But it means I took appreciation for the characters that looked like themselves in the game, and hated the ones that didn't. But anyway, so the Toshinden thing, I remember I had the Kazar Toy Biz.
Oh, yeah. X-Men Savage Land line.
Yep, the Savage Land line. And I had that Kazar, and I was like, this dude is useless to me. His hair is forever to the right. He's in a loincloth. I just wanted the tiger,
Yeah.
So I took him, and what I did is I'd add Sculpey to the figure. And my mom, the funny thing is this ridiculous, this ridiculous hobby that we have This one specifically came from my mom mostly because my mom collected action figures too.
Oh, dope.
And then my mom was also a porcelain. She had a couple of kilns, so she liked to make porcelain dolls.
Oh,
Oh,
My mom still has all her Spawn figures by the way.
Your mom's
It
a badass.
It is wild because I'll get into it after, but I took this Kazar and I basically black Sculpey, did his pants and his boots, had some buckles, sculpted like the little wrinkles, and then I gave him, and I made him this character called Kyan, I think, from Battle Arena Toshinden. So he was like this Irish sword fighter, you know. So gave him all the stuff that I needed. I painted him with whatever Podunk Testers paints that in the set when you first get them. And but I remember my mom and my dad would freak out because I baked the Sculpey on the figure.
Oh, yep.
Right? So I'd pop them in the oven on a sheet tray with some tin foil, and I'd bake it till it hardened, so you would take, like, I don't know, what, 7-8 minutes or whatever. And then my mom is like, stop baking those damn figures again. It smells like plastic in this house. I'm not going to make dinner in that oven. It smells like Sculpey.
To be fair, she probably shouldn't have made dinner in that oven.
No, I must have read it in like Toy Fair or whatever, because I would always use boiling water to cure my Sculpey.
Oh man, that makes way more sense.
It doesn't cure as hard though.
No.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The heat gives it a much more solid cure.
Actually, you're also not ruining your oven.
Yeah,
Right.
very true. Or
What did I care?
Well, right. Yeah, exactly. No, I would do stuff like that too, and I didn't understand why my parents were pissed, because it's like, just, you know.
The funny thing is, I keep this on my desk because this is my first full custom, and it was Madman.
Of course, it was a Madman.
I did this with house paint. I did not know what I was doing. It's a Dick Grayson like quick action, and the funny thing is, I didn't even bother painting the boots. These are the little like clip-ons that he has when he's Robin. But as a little kid, I didn't understand that. Like I was just like, all right, cool. Like, look, I don't have to paint the boots now.
Yep, I'm done.
You need to put that thing in a glass jar, like a bubble.
It legit sits just to the right of my desk where I can see
awesome.
it no matter what. Like
that's awesome.
Because I have so many folks that'll message me questions and such about, you know, customizing, how to customize, all that jazz. And I'll be like, look, I went from this to this. Because I have the other Madman, and it's like, it's a little better.
Have a direct comparison now.
Yeah. So, yeah, no. So that one still sits proudly. I know my brother and I did some very, very, very basic ones. Like we had a Thunder Lips from Remco's the Rocky line, and I put red twist ties from the bread bags around his wrist so that he was Hulk Hogan then instead of Thunder Lips. I didn't know.
Innovations never stopped.
He was New Japan Hulk. That's all.
That's right. God, you could sell him so much to the scalpers on eBay right now.
Jesus. No, I can't, because we played hard with that figure because he was one of the few wrestlers we had.
I don't think I've ever seen a Hulk Hogan figure not played into the ground.
Yeah. Like I think my favorite one was we had him, we had LJN Nikolai Volkov, which you knew he was a wrestler because he had the tights, the trunks, and then he had USSR across his chest.
Yeah.
But then we had Hillbilly. Then we had Hillbilly Jim LJN. That I had no clue who Hillbilly Jim was. I thought it was an action figure of my uncle, because that's what my uncle dressed like. He had a red. Yeah, because my uncle worked in a lumber yard. Like he was, jacked to the gills, and it was like, I always called it Uncle Tone. I had no idea, and yeah. To this day, it's one of my favorite figures because it's just that thing of like, yeah, no, I had no idea this was Hillbilly Jim. This wasn't Hillbilly Jim in my mind. This was my uncle. And he hung out with everybody. Spider-Man and the Turtles partied with him. But, oh, all right. Oh, Thomas in the chat says, oh, no, that's not the right one. There we go. Street Fighter, G.I. Joes, and Mortal Kombat. I forgot that there were Mortal Kombat ones.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat ones.
Yeah,
those weren't officially like the Street Fighter ones actually had G.I. Joe branding
yeah.
on the cards. The Mortal Kombat ones didn't.
Yeah, they were just straight up
and they
Mortal
also
Kombat.
got a reuse of the Pirates of Darkwater ship.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
For like Shang Tsung's freaking party yacht or whatever the hell. I don't know what they call it.
Dude,
They were
okay.
like a dragon boat or something.
Shang Tsung's party yacht.
Thomas in the chat has a serious question apparently. He's asking the wrong people because we're all just going to enable him. Serious question: should I get the SH Figure Arts Winter Soldier and just make him my first custom figure? What are you making from him, man?
Yeah.
Drop
Yeah,
that in the chat.
Are you?
Just because that's a lot of money to drop on a custom. I know I do
what is that? A Mayflex Superman? I mean, come on.
Yeah, who the hell would do that? Oh wait,
I just see.
dude, I do 1/6 scale stuff. Like I can't say crap about.
I can because I just spend a lot on customs because I use parts from like 6 different figures.
See, and that's why I keep everything. Like I have.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
I wanted to show this. I know Matt's shown off his custom fodder library that he has, which is legit one of those moments where I'm like, oh, hardcore.
Yeah. Now I just got to actually do something with it.
These have been my jam.
Those are nice. Yeah.
It's a double-sided organizer.
I got those myself.
Yeah, so I have one for Legends, I have one for wrestling, and then I have one that's for everything else. And then I have like all my 1/6 scale stuff. I have one for hands, feet, and then 2 for heads. Yeah, man. Dude, Axeman has them for $5.
Yeah, I was just at Axeman.
Oh, those double-sided ones?
Remember?
Yeah.
Remember, gentlemen, the only reason I can't finish my Mr. Freeze custom is because I still cannot find a fishbowl head thing to put over his head that fits.
Oh, no.
Dude. I know exactly where you need to go, my friend.
Where?
The Axeman I think technically it's Minnetonka. It's off Minnetonka Boulevard.
Okay.
They have a ton of science equipment and stuff that you could cut down because they got plastic beakers and all that stuff.
So that's why I went to the one by me off University. I went to that Axeman. And I went to the science stuff because that's exactly what you and I were thinking the same.
Yeah.
And I go there, and none of the plastic tubing has the beaker, the end, the circular end.
Yeah. No. That's the ticket, man. The science equipment's all at the one off Excelsior Boulevard or Minnetonka Boulevard.
Okay.
TJ.
Okay.
Or
like a better Winter Soldier. Just wait. They're gonna release a better Winter Soldier.
Yeah, or just if you're gonna do that, Tom, do it.
He used your shoe name. Wait.
Just go ahead and do it with the like the Marvel Legend when it comes out. If you want to make a better Winter Soldier, pay $20 and then make it better. Don't pay $80 for one that looks better from the waist up but still has little baby legs for $100.
Oh, baby legs.
You're better off just waiting for the Legend.
He finally got his Grail. He just got the Rock Ultimate Elite.
You
Congratulations.
You got it. Yay.
How many shows do this for their loyal viewers?
Yeah, look at that.
That's awesome.
Tom, where'd you get it from?
Drop it in the chat. Wait. First, make sure that you bought it. Make sure that you have checked out with it.
Yeah, there we go. Yep. That's the way to do it.
That would be my thing. I'd be like, I got it. Here's where I got it from. Oh, I didn't pay for it. Oh, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Yeah.
I say good day.
Well, that was a good time.
He says, "Thanks, guys. Anytime, my friend." Well, I want to see now that the paint has dried. I want to see how this Tonga Kid skin tone mesh. Oh, that's pretty good. I think I need to lighten it a little bit, but
Whoa.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's pretty good. I dig it.
Great work.
He's gonna have some lays and stuff on, so I'm not like that'll help a little bit with the color.
Blend, yeah.
But that's one of the things. Like I think about some of that stuff where I'm just like, oh no, it's not a dead on match. And then it's like I'm gonna be throwing some neon effing flowers around him, and like he's gonna have the headband, so it's kind of masks some of that stuff.
Yeah, right.
But
Yeah, that's kind of like I'm worrying about trying to kind of get this hair sculpt in here, but I suck at that. So it's like I'm also going to be painting it, so it probably doesn't matter.
dude, my favorite tool for hair sculpting, and I know there's some folks that might see this later that are going to be like, why would you use that? That's such a nice tool. Why would you use that for this sculpt? And I'm like, because it works. Is this?
Tell him, Dave. Tell him.
This is a it is a very tiny Phillips head screwdriver. These are actually meant for model trains. I got it set a long time ago, but the tips are perfect for getting like multi-lined like hair pieces in.
Yeah.
So good. Whoa. Oh, never mind. Ringside Collectibles, WrestlingFigures.com. A person was just looking to sell it. Right on.
Oh wow.
Oh, Neb in the chat. This actually, Sean, this one might be more up your alley. Dave, do you think a custom Streets of Rage 2 Fog Rider could be done with a faux fur / soft goods? Here's a photo for reference. I will pull up the photo if I can.
That was one of my there was some guy, I think he's out of South America, in one of the customizing groups I'm in on Facebook, and he was doing like all of the frickin' Final Fight like goons.
Yes.
And I was like, that's that and the Streets of Rage, like just the cannon fodder guys have both been on my list. Like if I was ever just, somebody was like, you just need to sit in your house and customize for the next month or whatever, like that would be
on the docket.
So I'm going to pop this up real quick. So share screen. Boom. So there is Fog Rider.
Yep, the Fog Riders. So what is he trying to make them out of?
It just sounds. Do you think it'd be possible? Do you think a custom Streets of Rage 2 Fog Rider could be done without faux fur / soft goods? Here's a photo for. I think you definitely could.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Honestly, like one of my favorite stupid tricks for doing like plastic fur is I'll basically map out what I need to like clip on, and then basically what I'll do is I'll lay it out in hot glue, and then I'll carve the hot glue because it's really light, transparent kind of plastic. Yep. You can really groove it nice with like an X-Acto or whatnot. It's a little bit more of an advanced technique, but it really kind of gives a cool look. Also, you can find figures with like fur, or you can rip off hair pieces from like wrestling figures or whatnot. Yep. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you can go about it.
There was I don't have it handy, unfortunately. Oh no, I sold it. That's right. I need to make a new one. But I did I'm gonna grab the figure I based it on. I walk across the room.
Thomas in the chat says, thankfully for less than what it's going for. Also, a Cody would be awesome. I concur.
I agree.
The fur cape on the SH Figure Arts armor looks good, and it's plastic. I agree. That's a really nice piece. Oh, damn.
So I did this is a G.I. Joe Sigma 6 Dark Ninja Master, and I did a 4-inch version of him.
Dope.
Whoa.
At one point. And actually, I probably have a picture of it now that I think about it. And I wanted to give him, the real hair, or at least something approximating it. And I just went and bought a stuffed animal.
Yeah, nice.
And cut chunks of hair out of it, and glued it on the head, and it worked really, really good. So it's really I can understand maybe not wanting to use the fake fur, but I don't know. In some cases, it works real nice.
It depends. So a lot of this depends on hindrance of movement, right? Like, so I like sculpted fur. Like the stuff's really awesome. If you can find a figure that has it with like almost like the rubber or soft plastic texture, it's the best. But the thing about the Fog Riders, because I am Streets of Rage nut, is that a big part of that goes across their traps, the back of their head, and it goes up to their shoulder, and they still have shoulder pads. So if I were you, human in the chat, I forgot
Neb Shapiro.
M Shapiro, I would suggest checking out just faux fur just to mess with it. I got craft fur from Michael's for like $2. You can definitely do that there too. But there's also I just got this this sculptable stuff that I heard was really good for hair. This putty.
What kind is it?
I haven't opened it yet. I purchased it like a month ago. It is Procreate. So Procreate has a has a sculptable professional sculptor putty, and it's pliable. And they tell you to use oil-based paint if you paint hair on it because it flexes with it instead of chipping.
Oh, interesting.
So
it's the opposite that I would have ever done anything. So
right, and I wouldn't have done that. I checked that from I think Phoenix Force Customs on Instagram.
Right
they
on.
put that in their story, and I immediately thanked them because it made a lot of sense. So that's what I was gonna do with this Wonder Woman head. Painting it is I was gonna strip the hawk off, and I was just gonna lay some hair down and see what it was like. But now I'm kind of partial to the hawk after Matt made his little paint update there. So now I'm just going to do the same thing.
Nice.
I'm sad looking at my crappy pictures of this figure, unfortunately.
Oh, your old photos?
Yeah.
Why are you sad?
It's not a good photo. It looks crappy.
Oh.
I don't know if you're able to.
I know how that goes.
You're able to
oh, here we go. Hold on.
Share my screen or? Oh, holy crap!
There it is.
Oh, I see.
Right on.
That's the 4-inch.
Yeah, that's a 4-inch. That's so. If it'll load here, no, it won't. Of course not.
Still looks good.
Yeah, so I was happy with how the hair turned out. I'm just sad the picture isn't better. Gray hair against a gray background. I'm not sure what I was thinking, but I need to make a new one anyway. And this time I'll probably do those tattoos with vinyl because hand painting those sucked.
Yeah,
hand painting
that looks like a pain in the ass.
It wasn't fun at all.
The vinyl is definitely the place to go. I understand.
I'll have to create the graphics for all this. I don't know which is going to be more time consuming.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I like to do for myself when I can.
I know. I'm kind of stoked. I'm repainting this skin tone completely because I'm a psychopath.
Yep.
But it's given me kind of a nice skin texture, if that makes sense.
Well, I love when that happens.
Just because I'm it's one of those things I catch a lot of flack because some of my buds are like, why don't you use an air compressor? I'm like, I have a 4-year-old who goes to bed. The only good times to do this are when my girl is sleeping, she has to be up early for work, Yeah.
And since I work too, it's just I have this thing and I'm definitely gonna use it, but I have to schedule using it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those things. I know how that goes.
So
I don't really have anything like that, except for I've been very strongly informed that it is not allowed to spray paint while the dryer is running.
That's a good call.
Yeah, because I mean, they're in the same room. Even though I made a little spray booth to keep the fumes somewhat under control, the dryer just sucks that paint air right into and then it heats it into the clothes.
Yeah.
I did that once, and we had watched the pillowcases.
Oh,
And it's like, oh, just go to sleep. Woo!
it's a good night, everybody.
it smells like creativity to me.
Yeah.
I smell genius. Thomas in the chat, what colors do you use to get a really good skin color? I'm a big fan. This has become like my new go-to base. It's a Kislev Flesh from Citadel. It matches most toy or not Toy Biz, but like Hasbro products. A lot of imports too, and you can lighten it with white or darken it with actually another Citadel paint that I really like, the Mornfang Brown.
Nice.
If you don't have access to Citadel paint, honestly, here I'm gonna pop up these.
I mean, I'm just using Full Cart right now because it's cheap and it's fairly close to what the skin tone on this figure was. So
these, if you're mixing, these are Liquitex acrylics. I usually use their white, orange. This is actually their medium magenta, which kind of gives the pink hues, and then burnt umber if you're wanting to mix from just a straight palette. Otherwise, Matt has one right there, Santa's Flesh.
Yep,
that is amazing. I want me some Santa's flesh.
Yeah, you don't. This doesn't come in real handy often.
What?
I don't believe you.
I just use Tamiya flat flesh for a base of most of mine, and then mix it with either a sand, depending on the ethnicity, or a little orange to get some more of that warm kind of base down to it, or even a little flat red, but you got to be real precise.
Yeah.
It looks
I can't remember what figure I was working on. It was some custom, and I was like trying to match the flesh, trying. I couldn't do it, and then I was looking at it, and I just like, I wonder, and I mixed in some olive green, and all of a sudden, right there, it was perfect. I'm like, that's weird, but okay. Can't argue with the results.
Whoa, weird echo. Where is it? It looks, on a cool note, it looks like we got Beard in the chat. Heel Turn Radio throwing up apparently a Sean Iredale emoji there.
Oh, I have it.
Or is that TJ?
Oh, it could be. It could be TJ.
But
I hope it's CJ.
There we go. As he puts it, nah, it's TJ.
Is this a Yanni Laurel blue dress, whatever sort of situation?
Santa's Flesh. Sorry.
I can't handle it.
It's amazing.
It's
amazing. That's
incredible.
All right, so Sean, we're down to like our last 20 minutes, so I'm gonna put you into the lightning round. I don't have any or anything.
All right.
So I'm gonna put us. Actually, I'm gonna do this because now this is really awkward. There we go. So we have the corpse in the middle, and then we have Sean and I doing the interview here. So Sean, being a former pro wrestler, what is your first wrestling memory?
As in being a part of wrestling, or just
the first inkling, first thing you remember about wrestling, whether it's a match or just your first influence or whatnot.
Okay. So the funny thing about
that's my contribution.
The funny thing about pro wrestling to me was that I didn't get in. I was a late bloomer. I guess you could say. So I got in during the Monday Night Wars,
Right.
and I saw the Mall of America show.
Oh, nice.
not live, but I saw that Nitro, and then I remember. Let's see, and then later on, when I wasn't like full time around that time, but when NWO hit, obviously I was like a huge mark for that, right? So then I knew that Hogan was the ultimate good guy and everybody loved him. And I'm not a goody two shoes kind of guy. So then when I saw that Goldberg, or not Goldberg, but when I saw that Hogan heel turned, I marked out huge. I was like, yeah, look at his boots. I was just like, look at that beard. Look at those boots. He's an asshole. People are throwing garbage at him. Why don't I watch this every week? So then after that, I just kept watching wrestling.
Just
And
locked
it
it.
didn't stop. It didn't stop.
Apparently, we cannot be heard on Twitch.
Yeah, one sec here. I'm going to try something here just to make sure. Keep talking, guys.
I was going to say we can mute our mics real quick. Then pop it back on.
Okay. I can. Now I'm getting through an ad here. But I think I can. Okay, so Neb's doing fine.
We sound good. All right. Oh no! I'm sorry, Hugh.
Turn that off so you guys don't hear this ad.
And I think the stream's probably about 20 seconds.
Anyway, seems to be working on my end. Tuck and Nab are having no problems. So,
all right.
Well, thank you, James.
Thank you. Sorry for any inconvenience, Beard. So NWO going attitude era.
So NWO happened. I was a huge mark for it. I was on the train. I was about all of it. Then Goldberg showed up. Goldberg is the personification of an X-Men character or a DC character that just didn't take hits and could do wild stuff, and everybody would just get whooped by it. So I loved it. Loved it. And then, Taker was a huge peak in my interest, and then Michaels, and then Austin, and then The Rock, mostly The Rock, especially because he just said really funny shit to me. And as he got more and more over, I couldn't stop watching the product. So it was great.
Right on. So that being said, you were talking about the heel turn heard around the world, the third man. So what was the first match that you remember?
The first match that I was in?
Yeah. First match that you remember either on TV or that you were in.
Let's see, the first match. Oh man, I'm trying to remember. I mean, it was on one of the Nitros. To tell you the truth, WCW wasn't much of matches.
Yeah.
At that time, it was some guys were in the ring, the bell would ring, but then chaos would ensue. So,
Right.
To tell you the truth, I think maybe the very first match that I remember watching all the way through was probably like that Saturday show for WCW, and I remember like the tag team High Voltage. Those two. I remember that. But I'm trying to remember. I think the first match I watched was Vader and some jobber.
Right on.
Yeah, I think
watched him
Vader killing someone.
as he did. Well, okay. Well, how about this? What was your favorite match that you remember, and what is your favorite match of your illustrious wrestling career, my friend?
Let's see. My favorite match between pros. Ooh, man, there are so many. I remember really, 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 really being in love with Punk Joe 2 on ROH. And I really remember I was a huge mark for the Briscoes in ROH too. So there's some matches that I remember. I think they wrestled what is it? What were the name? The what was Trent Acid? And were they the Backseat Boys or something? It was
something like that.
It
Yeah.
was something like that. But I remember being huge on that, and those matches stuck out a lot to me. Other than if we're talking the mainstream, Taker Sean, you know,
Right.
not 2 but 1.
I was going
still
to say
love them
end run
both.
or pre.
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, whoa.
2000. Oh no,
We
not
don't talk
Saudi
about
Arabia. And then let's see the match that I myself had the most fun in. I had one against Wild Pete, but it was before he was Wild Pete. It was way back in the MCW days where it was where he was Ed BC, and he was just like a serial killer essentially. Like it wasn't his, that wasn't his actual gimmick, but that's how he conveyed.
Yeah.
He was just crazy. Came out to the ring with a bat that just wrote death on it. Like,
Jeez.
and then they were a part of this heel faction. And I remember that match was awesome because he's really good at psychology, you know. And back then, everybody just wanted to get their shit in. But
Yeah.
with Pete, it was more methodical and it made more sense. It was the first time I ever bladed. It was the first time I ever gigged. And I remember I gigged and it wasn't from a weapon shot. It was just because he kept doing the Yakuza kicks to my head. You know, I was like on a chair, you know, off the ropes, from the ring skirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I remember he hit this double foot stomp on me while I was on the ground, flat chested.
Oh.
And it clinked my jaw a little bit because he did it right as I was turning my head. So he got me when my jaw was down. And I remember it messed my jaw up, but just for a little bit. It wasn't like anything crazy, but it was worth it, man. I had boot tread prints in my head. Like it was wild. Normally, I'm not that kind of guy that I like things to look good, but I would never try to work snug, but I think I just because I was bigger than most of the guys on our roster.
Yeah.
But that being said, it meant a lot. We had a really good crowd. Friends and family got to see it. I was proud of the match. He was proud of it. There was a story behind it, and I was a true face at that point. You know, I'd never worked heel for them. I don't think I worked heel for anybody, even when I worked MCW Battleground back when it was in Cottage Grove. Another match I'll always remember is I wrestled Craven, and it was before we were like even pals. That was the funny part. So we just wanted to do like kung fu spots, and then essentially just have him whoop me up for the majority of the time. But I'll always remember, not because the match was like great, it wasn't amazing or anything, but I mean, it didn't botch anything, so already that made me happy. And the fact that here's this guy whom I didn't know was going to be one of my best friends, years down the line, and he didn't know it either. It was just soft handshake. That was fun, brother. And then, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was different. Sorry if I trailed there.
No, that's awesome, dude. I will follow that up with what would be the dream match to watch, and what would be your dream match to have?
Well, we've also got an interesting question in the chat there, Dave.
Oh, there we go. Sorry. Neb Shapiro asked, Sean, have you gotten into a fight outside of the ring in your personal life?
I've gotten an altercation. So I worked as a security guard at Station 4 for a little while.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah, I've had some altercations. We've had bottles thrown at my head and stuff, but I've never thrown a punch or anything in a straight up fight because I've never had to. It's either been restraint or choking. I also trained Muay Thai as well, so I've had actual fights.
Yeah,
but they were sanctioned.
I was going to say sanctioned though.
But yeah, but outside, it's all our altercation based, and it's all subdue the person. My stature has gotten me far. My weight has gotten me far, and maybe someday I'll tell you guys the story about how a deaf guy punched me in my chest with his pants around his ankles.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know if we need
Tiny
more
Meng after hours.
story than that, really. That's a hell of a word painting right there,
Just let your mind flow. And then I'd say my dream match, I'd say is probably, if we're talking just other workers, I would love to see, obviously, a Kenny Omega versus basically anybody. An Omega versus Alistair.
That would be dope.
And a dream match for me would be me versus Alistair. I like Alistair Black / Tommy End a lot because that's what the style I would have definitely gone with if I were still in the business. Because like I said, I trained Muay Thai and I fought Muay Thai for a while. And then when that happened and I was already out of wrestling, every time I, messed around with, Craven, or I'd mess around with TJ, who you are, Leonard. It's just those type of techniques and stuff that I would integrate. And I feel like Alistair does all of those things that I would have done. Minus, I'm 6'3", 285. So I'm not doing springboard moonsaults, right? That would be where I draw the line. But
split-legged?
That hybrid style is definitely something I love and look out for.
Right on.
I mean, if they keep wasting him over in WWE, we might at least get him versus Omega before too long.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm low key hoping that, because man, they aren't doing anything with that guy.
Dude, that's been because I'm a mark for him. Like when they teased Omega versus Christian, I'm like, that would be such a cool meeting of styles. I know it's the wily veteran coming in and taking a spot, but I'm like, damn it, dude, that would be a fun match.
And Christian can tell a story really well. Yeah. So I don't know why the hell you wouldn't want to see that personally.
Right. The electrifying one in the chat. I wonder who that could be by that friggin' avatar. Says promo first for each one, then the match. Scott Steiner versus Craven. I'm for it. Someone
sign me up, bro.
All right, and now we're bringing it back to toys, wrapping it up. What is your first or favorite wrestling figure that you can think of?
My favorite wrestling figure was probably, oh man, I don't know, because there are so many earlier on. So my favorite wrestling figure of all time was the Toy Biz Kevin Nash that could jackknife the figure that came with him.
Wasn't that Rey Mysterio?
Yes, it was the Rey Mysterio.
The slug Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've joked with people that that's how they should do Marco Stunt in the AEW line.
Right? Like Franklin Richards from the Toy Biz days. Like,
yeah,
That would be so good.
it'd be, and you could pack them in with Luchasaurus. It's a
Yeah.
2-pack without being a 2-pack.
Yes.
yeah, it's God's time to shine, but holy crap, was that Wave 6 announcement disappointing?
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, electrifying one, Goldberg and Nash from the late '90s, and then to wrap up the lightning round. Where's the effects, Matt? Come on, man, you're falling down.
Hold on, caught me off guard.
Come on, Matt. There it is. Whoa, whoa, high budget. What would your dream wrestling figure be? Followed by your dream figure. So, like taking the reins off of just wrestling. What would those two figures be?
Okay, let's see. Dream wrestling figure would probably be a 2-pack cream of the crop Macho Man with
Mean Gene.
With Mean Gene.
I mean, that would be a great Elite 2-pack, especially because they could throw in, the WWF blue backdrop.
Yes, yes,
I would buy it just for that.
Yeah, and like 5 cream packets that he could just have.
Legit, I have the Legend Series 2, I think, Macho Man, and I cut off a zip tie holder, and so he's holding a cream, so it looks like, a coffee creamer, and he's literally holding that, and then I had Mean Gene next to him, but my Mean Gene broke, so I got to fix him. That might be on the next week's episode.
Oh, nice.
Like, legit, that's one of my favorite promos. So props on that. And then favorite dream non-wrestling figure.
My favorite dream non-wrestling figure would probably be a new Mezco style New 52 Superman with a wired cape, and don't ruin it. No single jointed elbows.
Yeah.
None of that nonsense. But that's such a hard look to nail. But if you can nail it, I would worship that figure. So
you're talking the Lee.
Yeah, the Lee redesign with all the piping.
Because I was going to say, I mean, if you're going New 52, I also wouldn't necessarily mind the Regs Morales, Grant Morrison jeans and T-shirt.
That would be dope.
Yeah,
that would be because the cool thing is that could be Superman or Superboy. Just saying.
Yeah,
you could have either and or both.
Yeah, and I mean, why? Mezco would kill the jeans and T-shirt.
Yes,
that would be sick.
Neb Shapiro in the chat. Dream figure: Mayfex, Arthur Fleck, Joker, or Figma, John Marston. I totally read John Marston as John Morrison, and I was like, damn. And I was like, oh wait, my bad. So we are winding down here, folks in the chat. Unfortunately, we try to keep it to 2 hours around there, but. Real quickly, we're going to run through where you can find all of us. I'm dropping it into the chat as well. So, Sean, where can the nice people on the internet find you?
Mostly Instagram. I got a couple of pages. So my personal is Sean Slade. That is all together. SeanSlade. And then. My art is Slade of the Art, SLADE, ART, or OFART, sorry. So, Slade of the Art, you got it. And then the action figures, the customs and just pictures in my collection is Action Figure Feast on Instagram. So, go ahead and check those out. Give me a follow if you can. If not, it's all gravy, baby. I'll be here. Thank you for the drop.
There he is. Find him, follow him. That sounds really creepy if we're not referencing social media.
Find him, follow him.
Follow him. Love him. Matt, where can people find you?
In
our gear business is Enhancement Talent Clothing in some form or other on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Just search for Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. You should find us. If you're interested in my customs, someday I'll finish this. Come along. Anyway,
I think I spelled this right. I'm not positive. Is that close?
Hypno Hustlers _customs. Yes, that is correct. That is on the Instagrams. So track us down. Let me know what you think of my stuff. Give me a follow as well, or don't.
That's very.
I don't run your life.
That's true. And then, as always, I am your other host, Dave Wheeler. I am typing stuff in the chat so that you can find me easier. Like I'm trying to do. I should really just cut and paste this shit. It would be so much easier. So you can find me at Dave Wheeler on Twitter, and I just updated my Instagram handle, so I'm now at the Dave Wheeler. It's like the Batman, as Matt says. You can find all of us here all the time at not the Heel Turn Radio, but you can find us at Heel Turn Radio on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere you find awesome stuff, because that's how we roll. So until next week, folks, we really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much for being awesome. Stop by next week, same bad time, same bad channel, 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here, twitch.tv/HeelTurnRadio. I've said this a few times. I'm getting better at that. So good night, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, fooled you. Just kidding. Bye.